Hey friends, welcome to Book a Day for Little Learners. Today we're going to read Pete the Cat, The Great Leprechaun Chase. Today is St. Patrick's Day. It's a day to celebrate, those of us who are Irish celebrate St. Patrick's Day. This is by James Dean. So there's Pete and a tiny little leprechaun. There's Pete with a shamrock, a four-leaf clover. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, and Pete's teacher, Mr. G, is teaching about leprechauns. The only time you can catch one is on St. Patrick's Day. A leprechaun will bring you good luck, Mr. G says. Now everyone in class wants a leprechaun. Pete gets a great idea. He will open a leprechaun catching business. Friends, I never caught a leprechaun. It does sound kind of like a fun thing to do, though. St. Patrick's Day comes and Pete gathers some supplies. He hangs a sign above his stand. The stand says, Pete's Lucky Leprechaun Catchers. And then he has a net and some rope, and it says bait. So bait, like if you think about fishing, bait is what you try and lure the fish with. And then there's all kinds of candy and a shamrock in it. This will be easy, Pete thinks. Squirrel is Pete's first customer. I want a leprechaun, Squirrel says. I need good luck for my test. Cool. I'm on it, says Pete. Do you think he'll get a leprechaun for the squirrel? There's a beautiful rainbow. There is an association between rainbows and leprechauns and pots of gold. Pete has a plan. He will follow a rainbow until he finds a leprechaun. The saying is that at the end of a rainbow, you'll find a pot of gold. And where you find a pot of gold, you likely would find a leprechaun. Finally, Pete arrives at the end of the rainbow and finds Clover the leprechaun next to a pot of gold. Can you believe it? Can you believe he found one? Pete sneaks up behind Clover. Whoosh! Oh, he caught him in the net? Or at least he tried. Let's see if he got him. But Clover is too fast. Did you think you could catch me so easily, he asks. Once there was a cat named Pete who thought nabbing some luck would be neat. Then he happened upon a smart leprechaun who he'll find quite tricky to beat. So the leprechaun is taunting him a little bit. Clover disappears in a puff of green smoke. Pete will need a new plan. So there he goes. Boop, he's gone. And then there's Pete looking dismayed that he didn't catch the leprechaun near the pot of gold. That afternoon, Gus visits Pete's Lucky Leprechaun Catchers. I want a leprechaun, Gus says. I need good luck for my band recital. A band recital means he plays an instrument, and a recital is when they play for people to hear their music. Pete says, I'll see what I can do. Pete plans to lure Clover out with his music. He plays a jaunty song on his guitar. Before long, Clover dances over to Pete. Just a little closer, Pete thinks. Suddenly, Clover starts spinning around Pete. Round and round, Clover goes faster and faster. What do you think is going to happen? I think Pete is going to end up twirling around. Oh no, Clover wraps up Pete with the rope. Clover got the best of Pete. Pete has finally met his match, a crafty leprechaun he just can't catch. He'll never win, he better give in or find something else to snatch. I think that leprechaun is pretty smart. That evening, Callie visits Pete's Lucky Leprechaun Catchers. I want a leprechaun, Callie says. I need good luck for my tennis match. So that means she plays tennis, and a match means she's going to play a game of tennis with another tennis player. Says Pete. St. Patrick's Day is almost over. There isn't much time left to catch a leprechaun. But Pete won't give up yet. You think he can do it? Pete sets a trap for Clover. Before long, Clover tiptoes up to the trap and sniffs the air. I love candy, he whispers, peering under the box. Pete waits very quietly. So this is how you catch animals in the wild. You use some kind of a box or something that would fall on them with a stick and a rope or something like that. And then when the animal goes in to get what's in here, they've triggered this and it falls on them and they're caught in there. So Pete, once the leprechaun goes in there, Pete will pull it and the box will fall on top of the leprechaun. Crash! Pete rushes over and checks underneath the trap, but it is empty. Clover skips away. Pete has tried many a plot, but still I haven't been caught. And isn't it dandy, I even got candy while Pete ends up with squat. The leprechaun is definitely taunting Pete. Pete has an idea. He follows the trail of spilled candy to Clover's secret hideout. Well, that was smart, wasn't it? He's trying lots of different things. Pete sneaks up behind Clover. Whoosh! Pete finally catches Clover. He did it. He did it. Why do you want me? Clover asks. I'm helping my friends who need some extra luck, Pete says. Luck doesn't come from having a leprechaun, says Clover. You and your friends have each other. That already makes you as lucky as can be. Could Clover be right? Pete is one very lucky cat. A lucky cat doesn't need a lucky leprechaun. He lets Clover go. What do you think? Do you agree with that? Do you think Pete is a lucky cat and he and his friends don't need the leprechaun? I definitely think it was a good idea that he let the leprechaun go. That I do think was a good plan. Pete decides he will be the good luck his friends need by helping them out himself. Pete helps Squirrel study for his test, and Squirrel aces it. That means he did really well on it. Pete helps Gus rehearse for the recital. Gus rocks it. Again, that means Gus did really well. Pete helps Callie practice for her match. Callie wins it. That's exciting. Clover magically appears. Good job, Pete, says Clover. I have one more poem for you. Okay, you ready? You ready for the last little piece? While Clover played hide and seek, Pete learned something unique. The luck that you make beats luck that you take any old day of the week. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Friends, I hope you have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow to check out our next new book. Please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. I'll see you tomorrow.